And now, from deep in the heart of Texas, LifeTalk. Here's your host, Mark Crutcher.
Welcome to LifeTalk for January 2010. I'm Mark Crutcher, and lurking in the shadows are Cherie Johnson, Johnny Hunter, and Troy Newman. Of course, Father Frank Pavone and Janet Morano will be here later. But first up is Alan Ackles with this month's edition of LifeTalk News. Alan?
All right, thank you, Mark. In the continuing problem of pro-choice violence, a military police officer in Florida has been arrested in connection with the gruesome death of his pregnant girlfriend. Authorities say that when 25-year-old Samira Watkins told her married boyfriend, Zachary Littleton, that she was pregnant, he demanded that she get an abortion. Well, according to the victim's sister, after Ms. Watkins refused, her body was found inside a large bag with several layers of gray duct tape wrapped around her nose, mouth, and eyes. A police search of Littleton's computer revealed that he inquired about abortion clinics in Pensacola and that he had performed searches into what speeds up human composition or decomposition. Escambia County Judge David Ackerman ordered Littleton held without bond, and he now faces a possible death penalty. In another similar incident, police in North Carolina are investigating the murder of a pregnant teen who was killed after she refused an abortion. 15-year-old Tiffany Wright was 8 months pregnant when she was shot and killed while standing at her school bus stop. Her unborn child died later. Police originally arrested Wright's adoptive brother, 36-year-old Royce Mitchell, and charged him with statutory rape after listening to a tape in which Tiffany said that she had sex with Mitchell. She also stated that upon discovering the pregnancy, her foster mom and Mitchell convinced her to have an abortion. However, the girl later changed her mind about the abortion after seeing her unborn child on an ultrasound. Wright denied any sexual contact with the young woman, and DNA tests on the dead infant revealed that he was not the father. Well, the investigation now centers on a 17-year-old high school football player who witnesses say was sexually involved with Tiffany. They claim the student had stated that he wanted nothing to do with Tiffany or the baby because it could cost him his chances for a college football scholarship. Police say that the boy was late to school on the day of the murder, and the investigation is ongoing. In California, Santa Clara County Deputy District Attorney Ray Mendoza is seeking the maximum sentence for a former swim coach who often worked with elite swimmers hoping to make the Olympics after the man pleaded no contest to felony child molestation. According to court documents, 61-year-old Andrew King, head coach at San Jose Aquatics, had a sexual preference for girls 10 to 17 years old and often gave them gifts and asked most of them to marry him. The investigation revealed that one of the victims, a 14-year-old girl, was impregnated by King and later had an abortion. However, the abortion clinic never reported the abuse, and it was not discovered until more than 20 other victims came forward. Well, in Minnesota, a pro-choice woman has been charged with second-degree assault after she attacked a pro-life sidewalk counselor with a knife outside of a Duluth abortion clinic. According to witnesses, 25-year-old Michelle Hall put a knife to the throat of pro-lifer Leah Winandy while she was handing out pamphlets outside the facility. After the woman threatened Winandy, another sidewalk counselor came to her aid, and the woman threatened her with a knife as well. The assailant then entered the abortion facility, where police later took her into custody after finding the knife in her purse. Although Hall now says she knows what she did was wrong, she has entered a plea of not guilty. A New Jersey abortion clinic has been ordered to pay $1.9 million to settle a lawsuit brought by a woman who suffered a botched second trimester abortion. Rashida Dinkins sued the Metropolitan Medical Associates and abortionists Keith Gresham and Nicholas Katopoulos after she had a stroke caused by massive blood loss and was left in a coma for 3 weeks. She was also forced to undergo a complete hysterectomy as a result of the procedure. The clinic, which is affiliated with the National Abortion Federation, had a history of unsafe and unsanitary conditions and was once closed by the state for nearly a month for filthy conditions. Violations included dirty forceps, rusty crochet hooks used to remove IUDs, and a 1/4 inch of dark red dirt and debris under an examining table. Operation Rescue also exposed that the clinic was scheduling patients even though it did not have permission to open or to reopen. Since the suit became public, other women have come forward with reports of botched abortions. In Alabama, doctors who perform abortions should face jail time, say 5 out of 7 Republican candidates running for governor. State Treasurer Kay Ivey, the only woman in the 2010 gubernatorial race, voiced the majority GOP view, saying, quote, "Doctors ought to know better, and when patients are desperately asking for that, their mental state is not necessarily sound," unquote. Another Republican candidate, former Alabama Supreme Court Chief Justice Roy Moore, would not say whether he thought that doctors or patients involved in abortion should be jailed, saying that matter should be up to the legislature. All 7 Republican candidates have indicated that they want Roe versus Wade overturned. And finally, in Missouri, the CEO of an online manufacturer and interactive website has announced that 20% of the company's proceeds will be distributed to Catholic and pro-life organizations. Sharon Hayes, CEO and founder of Angel Heaven World, told LifeTalk News that she had once found herself in a situation where she felt like she didn't have a choice, and that she wanted women to know that they do not have to feel that way. The St. Louis-based company creates dolls that can be personalized for children as a reminder that life is precious. She said that the donations involved will be made to organizations in the closest proximity to the buyer. I'm Alan Ackles for LifeTalk News. You can get daily news updates by logging on to ProLifeAmerica.com. Mark, back to you.
Thanks, Alan. Boy, lots of things going on today. Boy, you know, this continual, we report on it every month. Sometimes I think we ought not report it. All this violence by these pro-choice people that never gets reported by the media.
Yeah. But if a pro-lifer does something,
did something like anything similar to this,
it's headline,
right,
front page.
Right. Speaking of what these outrageous things these pro-abortion are going to, I know we got a lot of things to talk about. I want to get onto this real quick. The Baltimore City Council has passed this ordinance now, going after the crisis pregnancy centers. And we've talked on previous shows about how they are going after the crisis pregnancy centers all over the country.
That's because they're so incredibly dangerous.
Oh, yeah, they're
evil,
so
evil,
anarchists. And they're requiring now the CPCs there to post a sign when girls walk in saying, "We do not perform abortions." Imagine that you go to the car dealership, that you buy a car and it says, you know, "We do not cut grass. We do not sell, you know, we don't do dog grooming." You know, are we going to start now requiring businesses to put signs up to say what they don't do?
No, just CPCs.
How about if we just have an equal opportunity law, that all abortion clinics have a huge sign in front of their place that says, "We kill your baby."
Right.
And we charge you money for it.
And this is being used now as a model for other cities and states to look at to how to control the crisis pregnancy centers.
Can it be fought legally, constitutionally, or something?
I mean, the free speech means you can't compel someone to say something that they don't believe is true, but you also can't compel them to say something they don't believe is true. In other words, you can't prevent them from doing it. You can't compel them to do it. This sounds like to me that they're compelling someone to say something.
Well, what if they just say, "No, we're not doing it. Go away, we're not doing it."
You also have an issue. Most crisis pregnancy centers that actually outnumber abortion clinics 4 to 1, which is probably why this is happening, are privately funded.
Right.
They don't receive, the majority of them don't receive any federal funds. They're staffed by volunteers on a shoestring budget, and they provide their services for free.
Right.
For free. So, I mean, where on the other hand, you have the abortion clinics that are charging exorbitant amount of money.
If abortion's so great, why isn't it free?
You know, it just baffles everybody's sense of justice and what's right and wrong.
Well, not everybody's. These people have no sense of justice or what's right and wrong.
And once again, it proves these people are so pro-abortion minded, it doesn't matter what you do in life, they're going to come after you.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why pro-lifers just need to say, let's swing for the fences, because whatever you do, if they're going to go after something as innocuous and as nonviolent, as peaceful, as crisis pregnancy centers. And let me ask you this question. If the crisis pregnancy centers didn't exist, who would provide this service? You think the abortion industry is going to do it?
No.
No, in fact, we've got case after case after case of women who go into an abortion clinic and say, "I'm absolutely not going to have an abortion." So exasperated, the abortion clinic will finally give them a number of the crisis pregnancy centers.
Absolutely.
Go down there, we can't help you.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, those pro-choice people.
Right, those pro-choice people don't offer these women any choice other than abortion. Yeah, that's right. Real quick, we've noticed in your neck of the woods, Troy, it seems that Mr. Carhart won't be bringing his little traveling baby killing show to Wichita. You know, these people honestly believed that there would be such a gigantic hue and cry for somebody to do these late-term baby killings that he was just going to move right in.
Right.
And that didn't happen. And they're not even flocking to him in Nebraska.
Right, right. Well, and it proves your point from the life activist seminars that when abortion clinics close, babies get saved.
Right.
And we've done this huge report that shows there's only 712 abortion clinics left in all of America. 2/3 of them have closed.
Right.
And so now we have this this huge vacuum what they would call a vacuum in the center of the Midwest, that there's no abortion clinic and there isn't women that are flocking to this area. But I think even more than this, it shows the perseverance of the pro-life communities that have gotten together and said, we're not going to allow this guy to reopen this abortion clinic. And make no mistake about it, we've put the No Place to Rent program into action. We've done all the work that needs to be done on the ground to keep this guy from coming in. And I've only got one thing to say to Mr. Carhart. We win. You lose.
Speaking of abortion clinics, somebody in Arkansas was accused of prostituting young teenage girls, underage, 14 years old. This was a woman taking teenage girls to hotel rooms and stuff. And but the point is, that's bad enough, and she's been arrested, and of course she pleads not guilty. But